Hi guys, thank you for joining me today. My name is Megan and today I have a book review for The Glass Spare for you. Okay, so I loved this book. It was so good and I'm so happy that Owl Crate included this in their November box. I read through this in a couple of days and this was like one of the best books that I've read this year. Seriously, it was so good. This book stole my breath. It was just such an amazing, intensely whimsical story, and it was just so interesting. I can't say it enough. I loved it. This book really will draw you in and like never ever let you go. It's such a good book. This story is about Will, and she is the fourth child of the king of the richest land, or the richest kingdom in this land, and she has been kept out of the spotlight her entire life. So she is basically run around in the shadows and basically been doing spy work and learning how to be a spy and finding all these interesting places to hide and running around to the underground markets and all sorts of stuff for her father and her brothers, until one day she discovers this terrifying power that she has. She can turn people into gemstones just by touching them, and it's scary and she doesn't want her father to find out. So one day a tragic accident happens and it basically forces Will to leave her entire family and basically her entire life. So she runs away and kind of runs into a bit of a problem and I wouldn't necessarily call them friends in the beginning, but because they kidnap her, but you know, whatever. So she makes some new acquaintances and basically they run off and have some interesting adventures, and this book was so good. I loved it so much. This was just such a brilliantly written novel. There was just so much going on. There's tons of politics in this, as well as redemption and curses and magic and weird alchemy, and I will say that this book has a weird mix of alchemy and technology. So it's like early 1800s technology meets alchemy meets Fantasyland meets magic, and it's just such a weird, interesting mix of technology and magic and alchemy, and it all spirals around to create this interesting novel. So that everything is kind of bound together by bravery, blood, and politics in this. The characters in this are simply amazing. Will is like perfection. She is this little teeny tiny girl with a lot of attitude. She could kill you basically, and she's like the coolest character ever. I love her. And Loom, by contrast, is very tall, dark, and broody, and he's very mom friend-ish. He takes care of people and he wants people to be okay, and he wants to make sure everybody's taken care of before himself. And he is such an interesting character because he has this curse on him that he won't tell anybody about, and he basically can't go home or else he'll die. He does not care one iota about his curse when his friends are in danger, and he zips home and protects everybody and almost dies for it. That might be a little bit spoilery. Oops. And Zay, or Jay, I'm not really sure how to pronounce her name, but she is a little firecracker. She will be yelling and screaming at people one minute and then trying to kill them with her little jeweler's knife the next, and she is like that friend that's like the cinnamon bun that could kill you. That's her to a T. And you know, there's a very interesting dynamic between these characters. There's kind of a love triangle, but there's not, and then there kind of is. Both Will and Loom have curses on them, and they don't know whether they're actually falling in love or if it's these curses drawing them together. So that's kind of interesting, and I kind of like the begrudging friendship that forms between Zay and Will. They kind of band together to help protect Loom at one point, and it's just a really interesting dynamic between all of the characters. I can't say it enough, but I really loved this book, and I don't know what else to say because I really loved this book. I gave this one a solid 5 out of 5 stars because I loved it so much, and I think I read it at the exact right time because I had just finished Percy Jackson and I started this one, and it was like the perfect amount of fantasy to help me get over the ending of The Last Olympian. And sometimes you have to read a book at the right time to really love it, and I think that's what happened with this one. And I can't wait until the next one comes out because this one is going to be a duology, and I really want the next one like right now. So this was a pretty quick review for this book. I cannot say enough how much I love this. and you should read it because this is freaking awesome. But if you want to check out my written reviews, go ahead and check out the links down below to my social media. I post a couple of times a week on both sites down there. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can also hit the notification button to get notifications when I post a new video. And like I said, if you want to follow me on social media and check out some of my other book reviews and book pictures, you can hit my Instagram and Goodreads down below. So if you guys had a power like Will, where you could turn people to stone, what do you think you would turn people into? I think, personally, I'd probably turn people into amethysts or maybe adventurines, because, I don't know, those are my favorite kind of gems. So let me know what you guys think you would turn people into down below. Alrighty, bye guys!